Well, hello friends, and welcome back to Just Ducky Farms. Did I get you? Yes, no, it's life in the Higham house, but we are glad to have you with us today. And today's vlog is a fun vlog, fun for me because we have some new friends on the backyard farm. Yes, Just Ducky is returning, and we are Ducky again because we have some new ducklings. Check this out. Yes, we have ducklings again back on the farm. Now, if you've been watching us for a while, you know that we have had ducklings for years. Well, we've had ducks for years. Generally Rowans, we've had a Peking, we've had some Khaki Campbells, and it's why we kind of go with the name Just Ducky Farm. We love our ducks. They're super fun. I really enjoy the ducks. They're really fun to watch. They've got these great personalities as you're, watching them. They're just really fun. But over the years, we have had a number of ducks. We've been able to hatch our own ducklings. We've sold ducklings, and so we've been without ducklings for about 6 months. And we've always been like, yeah, it's not much of a Just Ducky farm without ducks. But I came across a duck egg in an area where I know there are both male and female ducks, and so my assumption was, hey, this is probably a fertile duck egg. Now here's the deal, before anybody gets all mad at me. The duck egg I found was not in a nest. It was not being protected. It was not anywhere near ducks. It was on a walking path in the middle of the path. And so I thought, why not? Let's see if it's... So we've started again with the ducks for the simple reason of we were given an egg, and we hatched it. And it hatched actually we had 2 eggs. The one never took. The one took. It hatched last week while we were away. It's a really cute little black Swedish duckling. But we're like, we can't have just one duckling. Like, that's not going to happen. And so we stopped at one of our local Royal Kings. And I really wasn't planning on buying ducks. I just was in there to get feed. But they had just had a delivery of ducklings. They had 6 Khaki Campbells. And Amy and I were like, well, we need to get something for this duckling. It's not fair to leave him by himself. We got to get something in there for him. And so the plan was to buy 2. The minimal requirement was 2. We were going to buy 2. But I asked if it was possible that I could sex them, like figure out if they're male or female. And so they were like, yeah, we'll let you do that. Because we really wanted to get a male and a female so that we can begin that egg production and then go to hatching our own eggs again. And then selling off the ducklings. We picked out the first 2, and they were both female. And we thought, well, we could check all of them, but it was kind of hard to keep track of the ones that we were checking versus how they were all running around with each other. And the salesperson was great, but she wasn't really awesome. And so we were just like, we'll take the 2 female. We'll at least get the eggs, and we can sell the eggs and use the eggs in our baking again. And so that was the plan. We had 2 eggs. There were 2 ducklings. But as we were getting ready to go, Amy's like, well, we can't leave the other 4. And I thought, I've got her. She's on board. She understands. And so we ended up bringing home all 6 of them. And my hope is that in the 6th, we have at least 1, maybe 2 drakes in there. And that would be super helpful in our breeding process. And so, yeah, we've got ducks again, and they're super cute. So basically, we've got 6 Khaki Campbells. And then this little guy down here is the Swedish black duckling. And so I've never had one of those before, so that'll be really cool to see how that one grows up. I know it's going to be mostly a black feathered duck with a white chest under its bill. And of course the khakis, once they get their feathers in color, they're going to be really cool. They're going to be a brown duck, but their feathers are really pretty. They're like an iridescent. They've got multicolors in them. The drakes are really handsome. They've got a lot of color and texture in their foliage, and even the females, they get some really pretty wings, and that should be a lot of fun. So we're hoping for a couple drakes, a couple hens, and with that we will get back into the process of getting duck eggs, and then selling some of them off, and then hatching them, and then selling off ducklings. And so that'll be a really fun addition to the farm. So Just Ducky Farm is back to being Just Ducky Farm. We've got ducklings on the farm again, and we've got a system in mind of how we're going to keep these guys safe in the off season, because it's really late to get birds. I never buy birds this late in the season because we're getting into the colder months. It's going to be harder to keep them safe. Predators will be increasing, but really excited to have these guys, and they're going to be a lot of fun to have back on the farm again, and watching them run around, and yeah, it's going to be great. So say hi to the new ducks of Just Ducky Farm. We're going to have a lot of fun with them. Gonna watch them grow. Hopefully get a bunch of eggs. Back to our breeding. Back to hatching and selling ducklings. So stay tuned for that. Probably in about 6 months we'll be in that place again. We'll have some ducklings hopefully to sell. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's vlog. Thanks so much for stopping in. As always, make sure you're following us on social media. Life in the Higham House, Facebook and Instagram. And we're on X, which was formerly Twitter. You can come and follow us there. And make sure you're with us on our blog. Got a lot of content happening this week as we get caught up after being away last week. And then back to our normal posting schedule next week. Until then, guys, thanks for watching Life in the Higham House. We'll see you all later.